in the studio. He is ready and he is here. We're going to be talking about so much that is happening within the world of media and also our community spheres. Mr. Kunene, good afternoon and thank you for joining us with very short notice.
Good afternoon and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, and to all the other guests, you are welcome. I'm just going to get straight to it because we are just a bit behind time. But there is a very interesting article that I read online.
Yes.
About Mr. Kunene jumping into media from obviously a political and entertainment background. Mm-hmm. So care to comment on the move?
It's not a jump really. It's always been part of the plan. Mm-hmm. To say, when I was in prison, I told the guys that I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to experience different things. And I think I'm at a point now where I want to focus on the things that I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Entertainment being one, and then media being two.
All right. Black media. What is your understanding of the racial question in media?
The one thing that you would see all over the world, especially in the West, is the monopoly of media. Mm-hmm. And a lot of liberation struggle heroes and activists, including musicians, have made comments about this monopoly over media. Because if you own the media, mm-hmm. then you own how people must think. You influence how people must think. You influence politics. You influence business. You influence everything. Okay. And that's what white people have sought to do. That is why in countries that are very much revolutionary and radical, there is licensing of journalists. Media is not self-regulated. You look at China, you look at Ghana. In Zimbabwe, the media does not do as it pleases. And which for me is good, because if we are going to talk about media freedom and it gets misused like it is being misused in this country, where the media has become an unelected, unofficial opposition party, then you need to then sit back and say, what do we do? The problem with us black people is we will complain about what white people do, but we do not compete with them. I got into media space not to compete with any white man. But I believe that we need to have a different narrative. I believe that we need to make sure that what people consume in our communities is not from one aspect of the community. It's not from 8% of the population. But we, the 92%, we are just consumers. Okay. But what are we doing to change that? I decided to get into the media space and make sure that the relevant news are consumed by our people.
All right. When you were giving me your answer, you touched so much on countries. You gave a reference to China, to Zimbabwe, to the other areas, to Ghana. Is it not more of governments in this case? Is it still a black-owned thing? Because when you're giving reference to Ghana, to China, to Zimbabwe, it's basically a country as a whole.
Yes,
right?
Yes. What I'm saying is the West, there's a system. Mm-hmm. You have the UK, you have France, you have the US. Mm-hmm. They are a bloc that seeks to control the world.
Okay.
Whether it's wealth, whether it's media, whether it's whatever, but they want to control the world. They are the ones who also orchestrate regime changes so that their puppets are in the countries to advance the business interests of white monopoly capital. So the reason I'm highlighting countries is to show that it is not just a black thing.
Okay.
This is a system that is linked all over the world. Let me make you an example. Look at the Guptas. We have been sold this perception that the Guptas are so corrupt that when you are said to have links with the Guptas, it's wrong. It's like the Guptas are El Chapo or Pablo Escobar. It's like they've committed heinous crimes. It's like they are drug dealers. But these people are business people who did just one thing. They sought to compete in the industries that a white man does not want to be touched in. Media and mining. Okay. That is their problems. The fact that they are friends with the president is also an issue, because if you look at how the system works, white people, white families must be friends with the president so that they can continue to advance their agenda, so that they can continue to control black presidents or Chinese presidents or Korean presidents, so that the agenda of the West is sustainable. Now, the president in this country showed the middle finger to the West, and he decided that he was going to go with Russia, who are friends of our liberation struggle. He's going to go with China. Now, that is a big problem. But when you look at the narrative in the media, it is portrayed as if it's so wrong. Yet, every family, every white family, strong, financially strong white families, they chase presidents of countries to be friends with them and control them
for their personal gain,
and their agenda.
You really touched on a very interesting point there. Unfortunately, we have to go for a commercial break, but when we come back, we're actually going to resume on this, because I actually see so much arising from that. If you're just joining us, it is a warm welcome. 1873 FM. We have Kenny Kunene in the studio, and if you need to get in touch with us, our numbers are 083. Our numbers are 011-083-8737. I'll repeat. 011-083-8737, and catch us on Twitter. Our handle is at the 1873 FM. We'll be right back right after this.
So I spend our whole lives waiting for the perfect moment to come around. The perfect moment to have a child. The perfect moment to change your job. The perfect moment to reach for something